KITV4 News at 5 starts now.
Good evening, and thanks for joining us on this late edition of our News at 5. I'm Paula Akana. The head of the company building Honolulu's elevated rail transit system says change orders are likely if construction delays drag on. However, during today's meeting of the Transit Board, members approved a previous change order worth millions. KITV4's Andrew Pereira shows us how much the delays are costing taxpayers in tonight's top story.
Construction of the $5.3 billion rail project came to a grinding halt Friday after a ruling by the Hawaii Supreme Court. But even before the unanimous decision, rail contractor Kiewit Building Group had been awarded $19 million in change orders because of construction delays.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, motion is carried.
On Thursday, members of the Transit Board approved yet another Kiewit change order worth $7.2 million. The company demanded the extra funds after the city issued notices to proceed with construction without proper designs in place.
Kiewit's initial schedule had anticipated design essentially to wrap up through the end of the calendar year 2010.
With the latest change order, Kiewit has received $26.2 million above the cost of rail contracts the company signed. Another 3 change orders worth about $2.7 million awaits approval by the HART board. However, HART Executive Director Dan Grabowska said the project anticipates as much as $170 million in change orders once construction ends.
The important thing for folks to know is we'd already set aside that money. We just didn't want to say exactly how much because it was still pending negotiation. Those have been settled and those were voted on today.
Kiewit's Senior Vice President Lance Wilhelm confirms another change order is likely should construction remain in hiatus for an extended period. Wilhelm said it's unclear if a new change order would compensate Kiewit construction workers who remain idle.
So it's not merely a question of time, but also scope of work, that kind of thing.
Meanwhile, the rail project's July progress report said actual project completion to date stands at 2.3%, compared to the 4.6% the Transit Authority predicted.
The board is fully committed to moving the project forward as required by our charter in a manner that is responsible to taxpayers and respectful of our cultural resources.
Andrew Pereira, KITV4 News.
Grabowska is examining whether the rail project's archaeological inventory survey can be sped up so construction can resume. Right now, the survey is not expected to be finished until the first quarter of next year.